I took no break whatsoever, but Senor, I am back. I am back once again to do the hopefully final episode. I mean, you guys don't know in the future anyways because of how I'm uploading them, but the potential final episode of the 6th generation, showing off my art. To start off, we got a bit of a wild card in there, but I wanted to do this character so I could get this character out of the way. That is Cat Toadette. I mentioned this one in the earlier generations, the only version of Toadette I forgot to do, but it's Cat Toadette. So there she is in all her glory. She's got a cut right there. I don't know why, but the pink kind of bled through a bit, so there's that. Nevertheless, she's the same height as the Toadette, but she's a cat. I don't get why I somehow mess up every cat I try and do in the Paper Mario style. I can't do any character with a cat power-up, but nevertheless, there's Cat Toadette, traced off a regular Toadette. There you go. Cat Toadette starts this generation. Same pink you see me use for everyone else. And now we take a bit of a detour again from the Hambros to do another character and remodel a bit of a character there. This is a Paper Mario character and also a version of a character that I meant to do a lot sooner because I kind of neglected them a bit. This is a Spiny Beetle. That's not right, it's a Spiky Beetle, but it's a light blue Spiky Beetle. So very small. I like that. Very easy to draw. I like that too. I was watching, I know because I get the feeling and I get the memory of it a bit. I was watching Bryce McQuaid, which I don't watch a lot of anymore, but I was watching Bryce McQuaid play the Batman Telltale series while I was drawing this. So there's that. Two shades of blue, stuff like that. And then we trace him to do this other version, which is this one is a very weird one because this little guy was here. There's no mention of him in the Super Mario Wiki, but I saw pictures of him in the game and whatnot. So I was like, oh, you know what? Fine, I'll draw him. You know, whatever. If he's not an actual character, then whatever. I gave a little nod to the fans. So what? So this is a red Spiky Beetle. I don't even know if it's actually called Spiky Beetle. I'm a little bit careless at the moment, but it's the same thing except red. That's all it is. I find myself saying a lot this generation. It's the same thing but different color. And then we get to something a little more interesting. It's the flying. It's the para blue. It has a name that's really just unneeded and long. I'm gonna just call it the flying blue Buzzy Beetle. Nope, the flying blue Spiky Beetle. There we go. It's got wings. It's the same thing, except his legs are like dangling. It's like, wee, I'm flying, and he's got wings. It's the only discernible difference. There you go. He's flying now. It's flying. Yeah, and there you go. That is that. And then we go into this character, which I've seen pictures of before. It's a very weird concept. It's the same guy, except pissed off, green, and he has a wrench instead of a spike, and his name is Torque. I did not make this up. I'm telling you, you look him up. His name is Torque. This character's name is Torque, and I don't know why, but he's Torque. He's actually the tallest of them all because of his wrench, and his name's Torque. It's the return of the swampy green. It's the return of the lime green. We got greens left and right. I apologize I'm skimming through this. I just don't know what else to say. And then we go to characters that I knew existed. I just never ended up getting to do because of what I was doing. But this is the Parapetal, the widest of the beetles that you've seen so far. It's a beetle that is red. It's got no legs, but it's got a head and it flies. So I knew this guy existed. I don't remember if I've ever played a game with this guy in it, but I know this guy exists. I just forgot about him and never got to do him. But then luckily I got to do him. So there is the Parapetal. Very, very cool. No cuts on him whatsoever, so it's pretty nice. And there's the Parapetal. And then this one, it's demoted because of laziness. I shouldn't say demoted. It's degraded because of laziness. This is the heavy Parapetal, I believe is what it's called. And it's just a Parapetal, but it's a bigger Parapetal. So he's got like a bigger, chubbier face. You know, you don't see as much of his shell, but he's got a bigger shell. His wings are much smaller, but he's heavier. This guy, luckily, I managed to make him bigger than the Parapetal, but the only problem with it is that he's not much bigger than the Parapetal, and I didn't feel like using another piece of paper, so he fits on one page. But he's supposed to be bigger, so he's, yeah, it's the exact same. I don't know. And then we get to a character I was debating about doing because the only pictures I could find of him were like these red, or I shouldn't say red, they were pixelated. So I wasn't going to do this guy initially, I kind of skipped over him. But I came back to him out of the goodness of my heart. This is the Mad Mecca Spiny Beetle. The Mad Mecca Spiky Beetle. Basically, he's pissed off, as you can see by his red face. And he's a robot. So if you get close to him, his spike just goes upwards like you have a boner. And that's what it is. So there we go. He's no different in size or anything. The only difference is that he's now mad. He's a robot. I think it's two different reds, I suppose. And so yeah, there's a really mad robot Spiky Beetle. And now we move on to another remodel. I finished what I started. And this one was actually much needed. This is the Spiny. This Spiny is redone. And he fits on one page, and he actually looks really good. I like this a lot. So there's the Spiny. It's really, really nice. It's really cool. Very proud of it. Very happy with it. I like it a lot. I really do. So same red you've seen before, same yellow you've seen before. Peach. It's no different, but he's redone. He's redone. That's what you gotta take away from this. It's not that he's using the same colors I've used for every other character, it's that he's redone. It's good. It's nice. Refresh. And then we get the light, I think it's called a light blue Spiny Beetle. And this is what he looks like. A very derpy version of the Spiny Beetle, and he's light blue. Discernible trait is that he's light blue. That's really, really all it is. But he's a paper character in some game. So there you go. No cuts on him. Nothing. He's just derpy and blue and kind of reminds me of like a cow in a weird way. I don't know. But there he is. I was a little reluctant to do him, but I did him nonetheless. And now we move on to a bit of a more interesting character. This is called the Spiny Blob. And it was either this guy or the next guy, but one of these two are in Bowser's Inside Story. Actually, both of them might be in Bowser's Inside Story, but I'm not sure. So it was actually very fun to do this character because it's kind of different in its own way. I took the shell, I traced the shell of the Spiny Beetle, and then I just did the rest underneath. And so there you go, it's the Spiny Blob, and I like it. It's simplistic but interesting, and it kind of gives me flashbacks of Plants vs. Zombies, which I also really like. I think it's really cool. And now we go to the Spiny... I don't want to mess up the name here, so I'm going to go back and search them up. On said Mario Wiki. So, allow me to... I don't care. Quickly just go here to the Mario Wiki. I apologize for this, by the way. But it gives my voice a bit of a break, so bear with me. Okay, no, it's not you. Sorry, I know, trust me, I won't. Ha! Ironic. I got a, advertisement for Survivor Series, which is on tonight. It's pretty interesting. Yeah, okay. These guys are called the Sharp Pays. Literally, they're called the Sharpei. Sharpei being SHARPEA. So it's called the Sharpei, but I call it the Sharpei just to remember it better. So it's these blobs with these really fucked up looking eyes and all that, but it's this blobby yellow thing. It's the same shade of yellow you've seen in every other thing, same shade of brown for the feet, same shade of green for the spikes. But honestly, I had fun with this guy. I like him. I honestly do. It's something different, something unique. I like it. There's the Sharpei. And then you've got the Spiny Shrupa, which is, I think, a version of Fawful or something. But he literally has legs. It's either a version of Fawful or he's from Partners in Time. But he's a Spiny with legs. So what I did is I copied the Spiny shell. Again, I traced it. And I managed to somehow fit this guy on one page. And then all I did is I took a picture and I tried to replicate it. So I really like this guy. He's really cool. I like the pink guy. Is the same pink you've seen me use for everyone else. Purple, same deal. Yellow, same deal. Gray, same deal. But I really like this guy. He's different and cool. He's really cool. I really like this guy. I can't reiterate that enough. He's really cool. And then you got Thorny. And Thorny is literally just a Spiny with less spikes, and he's dark green and black. So a lot less interesting, a lot less appealing version of Spiny. And his name's Thorny. So that's all it is. That's all it is. Same height and everything. Now we move on to these guys. And these guys were interesting. I really like these. This is what's called Spiky. And Spiky, I believe, is from the Super Mario RPG. He's this... I don't even know what he is. But he's this bipedal being with eyes and like a spiky ball-esque thing, but still not that. I don't know what he is, but I find him really cool. He's definitely an older, forgotten character, but I really like him. I think he's really interesting and really fun and really interesting. I find him really intriguing. I'm gonna admit that. I like him. I like him a lot. So, there was Spiky. Spiky is interesting. I liked him. Very interesting character. But he has two other variations. And it's gonna give you flashbacks to Toadie and the Toadies, because they have different names, but it's Spiky. This guy, I believe, is called Spikester, but I can't be certain because one of them is called something completely wild. Oh, fuck off with the no Wi-Fi. Just give me the goddamn thank yous about time. Okay, yeah, so these guys are the ones that are called different things. I lied. These guys are not the version that are called the Spikesters. This is called Orlikon. Orlikon, literally spelled O-E-R-L-I-K-O-N. Orlikon. Literally what it is. Same height and everything, is just purple. What is my life? I'm saying the same thing over and over. And now we get the Spikester, and the Spikester's green. Where have we heard this one before? It's the same green you've seen me use a million times, honestly. It's like the main color of this generation, which I didn't even know I could say before. But yeah, it is from the Super Mario RPG. He's a Spikester. Same colors and all that. Literally same colors. And now we get to the guy I was talking about beforehand. This is the Spike Koopa. He looks nothing like the Spiked Koopa, but his name is one letter off from being the exact same. He's got weird tusks at the bottom that go up, which I guess are jaws or whatever. He's got a cut right there. He's got a huge spike on top of his head. And this is literally what he looks like, or at least it's what I think he looks like. This is one of those instances where I got to reiterate the fact that it's very hard to take an old character and convert them to a new, more modern style, such as my own. but this is him. This is him. This is him. This is a spiked Koopa, or at least he's the best I could do with this character. So he's got like he's got Bowser's rings on his arms, and I don't know. He's something, you know. He's something else. I can't tell you. And then we get to something that wasn't on the Mario Wiki. Well, it was, but not as like its own character. It's just kind of like a nod to. Oh shit! I turned airplane mode on. But this is a character that I kind of wanted to do anyways, because it's a bit of a nod to my past, and it's something that kind of nostalgic for me, even if it's not done the best. As you can see, this is a nod to the Super Mario Bros. Super Show, and this is what the Hammer Bros used to look like in that show. Obviously, Koopas used to look very different in that show, but this is what he used to look like, and honestly, I want to acknowledge the past. I want to acknowledge what most people hate, but I really love. Super Mario Bros. Super Show. Let's go. This is what he is. He's not that much different in height. I think he actually might be. He's the same height. He just looks very much different. Took me drawing this guy to realize the odd shape of the head, and not odd meaning like it resembles like a phallic object. Just odd in a sense that it's a very odd shape. But nevertheless, there is the Super Mario Bros. Super Show Hammer Brother, which I honestly really like it. I really do. And then we get to do something that I haven't got to do for a little while now, which is Super Mario Strikers, or Mario Strikers Charged. We got to bring the Hammer Bro, and Hammer Bro finally gets to join the club. So as you can see, the redone Hammer Brother, I traced him, I made him into this. It's cool. It's a lot of red, it can get kind of confusing at times, I understand that, but it follows the same method I used for all the other Mario Strikers characters. Obviously, you know, I could do him in all the other colors, but I don't want to. But this guy, with all the other minions, and all the other characters in Mario Strikers Charge that aren't team captains, I just did him in red, because that's the default color. And so, there you go. There is Hammer Bro finally joining the league. I'm very happy. Very happy I got to that. And now this one is another weird character that honestly I was a little hesitant to do him, I'll be honest with you, even if he was a legitimate character. This is the Amazing Flying Hammer Brother. He's a bit taller, a bit bigger in size and whatnot. He's chucking a hammer. I didn't actually make a hammer. I was debating that, but I didn't. So he's standing on a block, 2 blocks. There's a cut right there, and so there should probably be a cut. Isn't there a cut somewhere? Oh yeah, okay. There's a cut right there, on the Amazing Flying Hammer Brother. And there's a cut on his wings right there. I apologize, my voice is starting to really cut out. So same blue you've seen me use before, same red you've seen me use before, same yellow. He's just squatting down, chucking a hammer. That's what he really does. I really like it. He's a bit of a standout amongst the group, I'll admit that much. But I like it. It's different. He's a very old guy. It's pretty cool. I very much like him. This is a very colorful generation, I must say that much. And this guy is like very lightly traced off of the Super Mario Bros. Super Show Hammer Bro, but this is the Super Mario Super Show Hammer Brother. I mean, Boomerang Brother. That's who this is. So he's got a yellow boomerang instead of anything else. He's got a cowboy hat for some reason. He's got a belt on. And his shell is like relatively normal, like it's a shirt, because it's got a collar right there. Not even joking with you. So same green and everything I used for the Super Mario Bros. Super Show Koopa Troopa Hammer Bro, but now it's a Boomerang Bro, which is very interesting. I actually didn't know there was a Boomerang Bro, but there was a Boomerang Bro. And then this one, not too appealing, but I forgot about this guy. I knew this guy existed, but I forgot to do him. The only reason for that being because when I was doing all the Spiny variations, if you look on the Mario Wiki, his the name of the gold Spiny is actually red because there is no picture, there's nothing about him, but he does exist. And so I forgot to do him, and then I was looking back, like, wait. I haven't done the Spiky, I haven't done the gold Spiny yet. And so I went back, and I did the gold Spiny, which is literally just a Spiny with a gold shell. Presumably from New Super Mario Bros. 2. The one with the gold fire flower. So, there you go. There was the gold Spiny. Nothing different in size or anything like that. And then we got another redo. The redo of the Boomerang Bro. For those of you who don't know or have forgotten, Boomerang Bro was the first of the Hammer Bros that I drew. He was actually one of the first characters I drew as well, which means he was the worst done, which means he was the one most in desperate need of the remodel, which luckily I provided to him. It was much needed, much deserved. I'm happy to have him back to looking decent. Nothing you haven't seen before. The blue is still the same color and everything is same height as the regular Hammer Bro. It's just traced off the Hammer Bro and made his boomerang into a hammer. Or made his hammer into a boomerang, Jesus Christ. But this guy goes on to spawn something entirely different. So now you can kind of see we've shifted from the Hammer Bros to the Boomerang Bros. So now we've shifted to a different subsidiary of the Hammer Bros. And this guy, to wrap up the Boomerang Bro branch of that thing, we've got one of the tallest. Actually, I think this guy is the tallest character of this generation. So, allow me to show you something. I didn't actually mean to make this tall, but I did nonetheless. The lengthy Boomerang Bro. This guy is from the same game as the Limbo Bros and the Chomp Bros. But he is a Boomerang Bro, so he just... I don't know what makes it Boomerang, but he throws a boomerang, a very lengthy boomerang with a pink thing on there, the same shade of pink you see me use for other people. Yellow and yellow, which was not me, that was there by default. He's got a cut right there, and a cut right there. So, there you go. He's got this stupid smirk on his face. He's got these fancy glasses that you can find on Born Bad Buzz? Is it Born Bad Buzz? I'm pretty sure it's Born Bad Buzz. You can find on Buzz's chromatic Brawl Pass skin. I'm sorry, I am tired. And he's also got a cut right there where his boomerang starts. I don't know if I mentioned that. He's got a cut right down the line there. But there you go. There is the Boomerang Bro. No colors you haven't seen before, and quite interesting. He's got a hole right there. I like him. I just wish I made him shorter because honestly, I don't know why I made him so lengthy to begin with. I wasn't trying to emphasize his lengthiness or anything. I just made him that tall. This one is traced directly off the Hammer Bro. Just changed so he doesn't have his hammer. But this is the Gold Bro. Gold Bro, again, presumably from New Super Mario Bros. 2. He chucks coins, or at least I assume so. But nevertheless, here he is. So he's literally the same as every other bro. No difference in height or anything. Except now he's gold. He's gold now. That's the only difference. But I did use him because he has no discernible difference to make the Fire Bro. Which again is another remodel. Thank God for that. There's the Fire Bro. So it's pretty cool. Except now he's red and everything, so it's no different from anything else. And now we do the Fire Bro, like a branch of things. So we got the Fire Bro Chef from Super Mario Odyssey. I don't even know if there's a Fire Bro Chef. I think there's a Fire Bro Chef. Nevertheless, cut in the same place. And he's a chef now. So there's a Fire Bro Chef. Again, yellow on yellow. A little nod. And here I retconned my mistake because now the mustache is brown. Instead of black. So there you go. There's Hammer Bro, the Fire Bro possessed by Mario. That's another one off the list. Thank God. Obviously, those two are traced off the Hammer Bro versions of them. And then we got the newest edition, which doesn't get enough love. The Ice Bro. Another redoing. Very cool. I like him a lot. I don't know what happened to his eye. I messed that up a bit. So he's got a bit of brain damage to him. Aside from that, same height and everything. He's the exact same. Traced off of the Fire Bro, probably. And then we've got Mr. Hammer. And not the guy that made Hammer Time. This guy's name is literally just Mr. Hammer. So I don't know what's wrong with his hand. I think it was supposed to be like that. I probably did that intentionally. But he has like a weird barrel kind of hammer. And his shell's the same, so it's kind of like Hammer Jamma. I think I used Hammer Jamma to make this guy. And his feet are really weird. He's just a really weird character, a very old character, but a character nonetheless. But yeah, so he's a very weird character that I wouldn't have done if I didn't know he existed. He's a bit taller than the average Hammer Bro. A bit wider too. And then finally, to wrap up the Hammer Brothers, we have the remodel of the most recent Hammer Brother I did, which is the Army Hammer Bro. And this guy, much needed remodel. I really liked it, very cool. He finally looks good, and he's pissed off, but that's how he's supposed to be. So I went back, I traced the Hammer Bro to make this guy, and then added in all his little stuff. It's cool. I like him. He's nice. It's finally got justice upon his name. And to wrap things up, we go back to Brawl Stars for our few last guys, because that kind of wraps up what I was talking about finishing what I had started. And I literally did. That lives up to its name. I finished what I had started. I started Hammer Bro. I finished all the Hammer Bros. I started Kamek. I finished all the Magic Koopas. I started Spike. I finished all the Spikes. I started what I finished, and I did a lot of remodels, and it was very good. It was a very progressive generation that saw a lot of new faces, but also wrap up a lot of old ones. And then we go back to Brawl Stars, because that's where I go when I've done my thing. So, Austin's next choice, because as you know, we last time we were talking about Brawl Stars, we talked about, I mean, you've already seen the guy, because I accidentally raised him up too high. But, I last finished off with Brock. Brock is the trophy road, so obviously next I asked for a rare. Austin said to do El Primo. So here's El Primo. It's pretty cool. This guy's rustling belt on and all that. It actually looks darker in camera than it does in reality, but yeah. See, this is the first time you actually get to see me use a light brown outlined by brown and not gold. I finally learned from my mistake. I have to go back and not redo, I shouldn't say, but I have other El Primos that have come out since then that I have yet to do. So this is not all the El Primo skins, but at the time this was every El Primo skin. Well, most of them. I missed one. But here's El Primo, so there's that. Obviously with that, next I went to do his old model. This is old El Primo for those of you who know, and for those of you who don't know. This is how El Primo used to look. Honestly, I didn't realize how much they had changed him until I went back and looked at the picture. Honestly, it's drastic, really. Nevertheless, here he is in all his glory. For pain and for glory. It's pretty cool. But yeah, same size and everything, just different. And what I mean by I have to go back is I have to do the old model of El Rey Primo, because I forgot that one existed. Nevertheless, next we did El Atomico, traced off of El Primo. El Primo, the model. Thank you to DrawAnything for creating that. He only did like a few. This time, unlike Brock where I did all of DrawAnything's models first, I saved all but the default till the end. So I did DrawAnything's El Primo template first, and I did all the ones I had to do after that. So this one is done by me. The old model is done by me. This is El Atomico, the green and everything you've seen before. This one's actually very interesting. I had to play around with this one because you can't really see it. His body is the light yellow that you've seen me use time and time again, especially with the Hammer Brothers. His body is the light yellow, but I also colored it in at the same time with the green, like a light green. So it's both yellow and green, essentially, which is very interesting and very unique to this version of El Primo. I actually really like El Atomico. I do like that skin a lot. I don't have it in Brawl Stars, but I want it. And then for once I got a grace period because, well, I've already done True Gold and True Silver, so thank God I call this one True Silver, but it's actually just True Gold El Primo. Or True Silver El Primo. It's True Silver El Primo. I call him True Silver, just to keep it easy. No different from El Primo in any way, but it's traced off. And then this one's traced off of True Silver, and this is True Gold El Primo. In other words, L Gold. I call him L Gold and L Silver. And then we go back, and this one was made by DrawAnything, right? And this is L Brown. So the Brown and Friends version of El Primo, a skin I do not have, and I'm very reluctant to get. He's a bit taller than El Primo, but the same blues and everything. So whatever. It's pretty adorable, pretty cute. I like it. It's El Brown. And then there is Rey Primo. This one I have to go back and do the initial model for because this is not the first. This is the remodeled Rey Primo, and this is also the El Primo skin I have. But this is not the only version of Rey out there that I have, and therefore I have to go back and do. There's actually a couple different shades of red in this. The cape, because it's in the back, I used more of a maroon or like a mahogany, whereas like the wristbands and the pants and the mask, they're all like a more vibrant red. It's also got like a dark pink kind of staff, and I really like this one. This is also made initially by DrawAnything. Like I said, link in the description below. So this is very interesting, very cool. I really like this this skin. It's a very nice skin. And then this skin actually changed the course of how I draw Brawl Stars characters forever. This is El Rudo Primo, but not any El Rudo Primo. This is the original El Rudo Primo. And I actually didn't mean to do this one, and I didn't even recognize that I was drawing the original El Rudo Primo until I realized that there was another El Rudo Primo, and they looked vastly different. So this one changed everything, and what I mean by that, this one's also by DrawAnything, by the way. But what I mean by that, essentially, is I started doing all the skins default versions. So like before, right, I would have done the old model of the Brawler, like I would have done the old model of El Primo, but I wouldn't have done any of his skins. Like you go back to Brock, right? Brock, I drew his default model, and then I went back and I did his original model. But as you saw, I didn't do the original model of Beach Brock. I did the updated version. I didn't do the old model of that. But with drawing this, now when I go back to finish all the Brock skins and make sure he's up to date, I'm going to be doing the original Beach Brock skin, because I drew a skin of an old model by accident. So El Rudo changed things forever, but that is the old El Rudo. The current El Rudo, again, by DrawAnything, and this skin is very cool. I can't wait until I have it one day. So it's El Rudo, and El Rudo is absolutely badass. I love El Rudo, one of my favorite skins of all time. He's so cool, especially nowadays. He's so freaking cool. I really like it. So there's El Rudo in all his glory. Same height and all that, just different purple. And then to end it off, this skin, it's weird because this is the second time in a row this happened. In the 7th generation, as you're gonna find, I started it off by doing Handsome Colt, which at the time had just come out. Like that day, he had just come out. Just like on this day, this just came out, I think. Actually, I might be lying about that. My timelines might be messed up, but Gunslinger Colt, I think, had roughly just come out, or had come out like not even a month ago. But he was pretty new when I drew him, I think. Actually, that might be a lie. But there's Gunslinger Colt, which came out with Bell. At the time, the newest Colt skin. He's got his trench coat on. All these little details about him. I was actually asking Parker. Actually, that's a lie. That's a lie. Never mind. I wasn't asking Parker none about this guy yet. That was all the other skins. This skin I did completely of my own will, and was like, yo, I'm gonna show them. They're gonna be so shocked when I do Handsome Colt, or not Handsome Colt, Gunslinger Colt. I don't know. But nevertheless, it's the tallest version of Colt so far. It's wearing a hat, all that. Pretty neat, and that wraps up. Finally, my voice is dying. I have done this. We're at about 35 minutes, which means I've done it to 80. I've done it for 11:30 35 though. So yeah, it would have been 80. 80 plus the 35 would be 11. I've done it for 115 minutes. Actually, I don't know if that's right. Is it right? Yeah, I've done it for... Yeah, I've done it for 115 minutes. I have been talking non-stop. You might be thinking, oh, what do you mean you're talking non-stop? You've obviously stopped recording and start recording again. Yeah, I take it. I stop, start. Literally, I have 1 second break in between. I have been talking for 115 minutes, which is close to 2 hours. I have been talking for 5 minutes off 2 hours. And if I let this go for another 40 minutes, it's going to be 4 hours. So, I'm ended there. That has been the 6th generation. I finished the 7th generation, so when I finish all the variations of these guys I still have to do, which like I said isn't many because I finished off a lot more characters than I started. Once I finish all those guys, I can put them in the box, and I can show you the 7th generation, which will be very, very soon, assuming my schedule is more so free to do more of that stuff. Nevertheless, thank you everyone so much for watching. This has been 6th generation. Tell me down below which one you think was your favorite and all that. But yeah, so thank you everyone so much for watching. I'm Ezra Silver. Like, comment, subscribe for more. That's more game vlogs. Whatever else comes, I'll see you all very, very soon. Later, guys.